What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? It's your boy, Luciferian Prince, coming at y'all once again. Welcome. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching my videos. Thank y'all for all my new subscribers. I can see within the past few months, my views have been going up about the thousands. Very much appreciated. And for the most part, I'm just going to keep doing what I keep on doing. And as I can say, since the beginning of this year, it's been a very good year. And above all else, I hope it's the same for you. And hopefully you keep on viewing, you keep on listening, you keep on getting these jewels. And for the most part, you seek the outcome in which your commercial endeavors may lead you down and so forth and so on. And you find the remedy that's necessary. Because again, as these days go on, the more that this knowledge, I will say, because of the progression of social media and the internet and so forth and so on, they're really going to try to suppress it as much as they can. But it's our responsibility to make sure we do our due diligence and to make sure we keep ourselves informed properly. So, because we know the realms of the commercial venture in this life is very treacherous. But if you're watching this video around children, please remove them from your immediate vicinity, as my videos are not for children. The sole purpose of my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. Now, this also does not constitute legal advice. If you are indeed involved in some type of legal situation whatsoever, consult an attorney, pay your fiat, require their services, secure them for whatever intents and purposes it is legally. On my channel, I do not constitute anything legal. I'm simply just a man who loves to read. Now, the topic of this discussion is called arbitration. How to win. Okay? Arbitration is a method that we can use that gets you a result where you don't have to use a court. Now, whenever you have a contract, like basically many people who've been following me thus long know exactly what a contract is. They're the results of all of our commercial ventures. And in any contract that requires a loan, a mortgage, or well, a loan itself, or an actual dispute or a amount in controversy, I should say, better less. This particularly is your avenue to seek remedy without using a court. Now, yes, people, lawsuits are cool. They're great. They're fantastic. But when it comes down to the material nature of proving yourself, because the court system in the United States is adversarial, then this kind of leaves us in kind of a legal limbo. Okay, do I go that avenue to go sue this person, this entity, this corporation? And if so, what proofs do I actually have? Now, the reason why I say arbitration is the way to win is because the same type of presentments that you would be entering into evidence in a court case, you would then be entering these into evidence in your arbitration case. Now, if you've been following me for a little moment now and seeing my videos from the beginning of this year, you can see where I started talking about the rescission of signature and then the affidavit of truth. Now, in regards to that, I want people to also understand that you're disputing this with the company, but the most effective way to actually do this is to get into a dispute, so to speak, with the attorney of the actual entity in which you are basically contesting a debt with. Say, for instance, if an attorney gets involved and this is around the legal perspective of the outcome of the case, and an attorney that knows what you're putting in your documentation is not going to actually state a claim upon which relief can be granted because you gave nothing but the truth. And I tell people in this walk of life and in this respective capacity, when you deal with this in commerce, your truth is your only weapon. And because a lot of people deal with the system and they're so used to it being corrupt, they don't feel as if they have a remedy, because over the years I ran into people who were like, oh, they're just going to do whatever they want. You have to get that out of your mind. You have to get that out of your mind. These laws, these rules, these codes, these regulations, they exist for a reason. Now, whether or not you're bold enough to implement them is a different story. Now, I can say in my years of me living, anytime I brought it up, whether or not they accepted it on a pleasing basic ground, that's their problem. My problem is to alleviate the situation, which is the debt that they're trying to stick you and others like you who are watching this video with, and they're going to walk off with all the proceeds, although it is constituted in fraud. So when you point out this fraud and you put the attorney involved into the situation, the attorney's best advice normally to whomever he or she is defending is to basically resolve the issue. As opposed to lawsuits, you have to argue the law, the ups, the downs, the application, the misapplication, so forth and so on. Well, with arbitration, you just get down to the root of the contract, which is one of the reasons why it's easier to go through arbitration, because if you have the truth on your side, you have all your presentments, you sent all these things in to this entity with no response. You reached out to third parties. We've reached out to the FTC, the CFPB, you know what I'm saying, the Comptroller of Currency, all these entities. And to be honest with you, as of this recording right now, they're not really taking any complaints. They're not really taking any case review as of this moment. And this is March 10th, 2025. So right now, they're not really getting involved because of administrative reasons, i.e. Donald Trump and Elon Musk in and of itself, and the Department of Governmental Efficiency, which, to be honest with you, is pretty much like the Doge in ancient Venetian society, but they call it Department of Governmental Efficiency. But the Doge was an individual who basically was not an elected official, but basically had majority of unchecked power, which is basically what you're seeing right now in today's administration. But that's neither here nor there. Conversation for another time. But in reality, they're not taking any claim reviews. So your best bet, all your contracts, whether you have a mortgage, whether you have a credit card, whether you have an auto loan, whatever, they all have an arbitration clause in there. You should move expediently to get to arbitration. If you're not receiving any remedy, you're not going to receive any remedy reported into TransUnion, Experian, or Equifax. They're going to just basically tell you it's validated. We'll get there in another video, but at the same token, it's not valid, people. In order for a debt to be valid, it must be validated by the individual claiming you owe it. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, which are not credit bureaus at all, are going to basically say that from their information that they received on behalf of the alleged so-called creditor, that it's right. You have to go to arbitration, people, because this is you reserving your right. It is a chance for you to basically remain and stand in honor and basically let these people know, I know what you did last summer. Okay? And the reality to it is you're pinpointing all of their flaws. Basically, you're pinpointing they're turning the contract into their own personal financial asset. That is securitization. That is illegal. You have all the corresponding laws that coincide with it. So basically, you're reserving your right in proper respects to how you are going to go about finalizing this claim. Arbitration, if you go to the AAA website, you fill out the form, very minimal information. They're also going to tell you there's a prepayment for fees. Now, you can fill out an affidavit or a form particularly to file without prepayment of fees. Very simple, so simple. Anyone can do it with a sense of legal competency and an 8th grade reading skill. So basically, yes. And then what you would do is you, again, according to the directions on this actual website, you attach the copy of the contract with the arbitration clause in it. You send it in to the people and you just wait. Now, in regards to this is a non-judicial remedy. You're trying to get resolution without having to go to court. Another reason why lawsuits fail is because this is a preemptive measure for you to actually start before you go file a lawsuit. Because you're bolstering your claim and you're basically saying, I tried this route. This is for if it doesn't work in certain instances. But in this route that I'm talking about, this is why it works, is because you're pinpointing all the fraud. You're giving your adversary no opportunity to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. What you're basically saying in but so many words, again, because this doesn't constitute legal advice, so certain stuff I'm just not going to say online. That's what private consultations are for. But in regards to this, all of your statements going unrebutted seals the evidence in your favor. So basically, above and beyond all, is that they have no argument. And that's what you want to do. You want to leave your adversary with nothing to say. And when they don't have anything to say, the only thing y'all should be discussing from that point forward is remedy. And that's in less than 11 minutes. See what I'm saying? So, people, if indeed you're dealing with a mortgage or mortgage/foreclosure, credit card scenario, auto loan scenario, they're all the same, and you're not getting any remedy or what forth and so on, then you need to take this route. Once it's in arbitration, again, according to the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act 1692, all collection efforts must cease because now it's an issue that is pending. A pending issue that has to be resolved. In order for an issue to be resolved, we can't talk about the actual installment of the contract from its inception up until the point that they're requiring payment. We stop all that. Once you get a file number for your arbitration case, once you even send it off a certified mail return receipt, and they actually give you a confirmation that your case has been filed, it is what it is. You send that to the so-called creditor and tell them, listen, we're in arbitration right now. I'm not paying you a damn thing. And in the meantime, between time, now that I got your attention, I'm going to send you this documentation again. That way, when we get to that point to the decision-making term, we don't have to argue. We don't have to go back and forth with this. We can just go ahead and get this recoupment, and let's go ahead and go our separate ways. Simple as that. And it's least injurious because you don't have to go through the hassle of dealing with the biased court system. If you're talking about securities and you're talking about exposing commercial fraud in a realm that specializes in securities, i.e. a court system, it's not going to really work out in your favor sometimes. I'm not discouraging anyone from filing a lawsuit. Do not get me wrong. I'm just saying when you're speaking on certain things in a legal realm, they don't wish for those things to become public policy. When you file a lawsuit, it becomes public policy if the judgment is granted in favor of you. Now, in certain instances where you might have settlements and so forth, people might turn around and they might settle out, bow out, whatever the case may be, go about their own business. But in this respective round, people, you must understand that arbitration is the non-judicial method. In order to win, you must always make sure you totally annihilate your enemy with nothing but the facts. Simple as that. So you can win an arbitration. You have to rescind your signature. You have to send a documentation affidavit of truth. And you must send the attorney a notice of fraud or a notice of dispute in regards to the actual matter itself. That's it. You don't have to do nothing else because they're not going to respond. You're not going to say anything. But once it's in arbitration, once it's in a third-party venue where they basically are defending themselves against the actual fraud in the contract itself, which to me is foolish, but let them try as much as they will. And it turns out in your favor because everything you're saying is the truth, nothing but the truth. You don't have to lie because as a creditor, you stand in honor. They don't have that position. They don't have that ability. If you need help with this method, if indeed you would like to walk down this path and get yourself out of that situation or get yourself into that situation so you can get yourself out of commercial liability, please contact me via email. I'll leave it in the video description and the comment section of the video below. Other than that, people, y'all take care. And remember, as a creditor, all power is within your hands. It's no other way around, people. I know it may seem daunting for you to actually understand that. But if you've been following me for some time right now, you should already know that that is the absolute truth. Other than that, y'all take care. Stay tuned for the next upload. Peace, light, love. Agents, man, fuck you. I'm out. Y'all take care. Peace.